Welcome. In this video, I will show you some JavaScript event functions which are being used with the HTML form to enhance the user experience and ensure the correct form of data is being processed. So these are some event functions I will discuss, like autofocus, onfocus, on blur, on change, on input, on invalid, on paste, on reset, and on submit. So this function I will show you one by one with example. And for our this form, this is the simple HTML code. Now first function we want to discuss is autofocus. Basically what this does, when this your form is loaded, you see in your input field no field is getting the focus, so that or field is not activated, so that user can start writing. Okay, for this user has to click any field like this and then start the working. Suppose in case you want when your page is loaded this field is active like this, then for this autofocus function is the suitable. So let's see, in this our form input field I am giving this autofocus and say on. So saved it and then refresh this page. Now you see when the page loaded already this field is active, so user can start writing something. So this is the benefit of autofocus. Then another event is onfocus. Now what this onfocus does, when your form is there, we will remove this autofocus. When your form is look like this, if user select or click this, then this field will change some color, background color, so it looks okay, this field got the focus of user. So like this, for this this function is there, onfocus. To onfocus we have to define it, say my function. Okay, and so we have to describe here this on function script, then function, then my function, and here we have to define onfocus. We want to say this function should send this object ID. Okay, so when this input field is clicked, this function onfocus will send this object ID, and this ID we want to accept here as variable x. Okay, now we want to say when this function is invoked, this input field will get the background color change. So we will write here document get element by ID. What is the ID of this field? INP. So INP, but here we don't want, because this ID of object ID will be coming from here, that is through variable x. So we want here x. Then we are saying to change the background of this, so style, where it goes, style, then background color, say yellow. Okay. Now let's refresh our page. Now just I am going to click here and you see, so this field got the focus. So like this you can put this function on n number of your input fields, and it will give this background color. Suppose we put on the select, it's not good, but let's for seeing the example, just refreshing the page. I'm clicking here, it changed. I click here, it's also changed. So this onFocus function is used to get show the focus on the input field. Okay, now the third is on blur. So what function this does, suppose you are doing on this, so this input field is active. When you change the location and click somewhere out of this input field, then this function will invoke and do some action here. So let's check. We are writing some small letter here. When we click or goes to another input field, it will become capital letter like that. So let's see. So here I am writing on blur, then function say my function again, and from this function we want to send the value of this input field, whatever the value what is written inside, that value will be sent. Okay, so this it will send the value. Now this value will come through this variable x, and here we want to change the value in this field, so we are writing this id of this input field, that is inp. Okay, then we are saying here, I will remove this, we are saying change the value of this input field, whatever the value is coming x, that will change to uppercase, function. So let's see, let's refresh the page. Now I'm writing here something. Now I'm clicking here, and you see it must change to capital, so like this. What is this? It's in cell, what is that? Oh sorry, here also we have to remove it, that's why confusion is coming. So we will see, refresh the page. Now this crush, and here we say, now when we click, you see this letter is getting capital. So like this. So you see, so when you click outside of this input field, that is on blur, outside you are going, then automatically this function works and produce the result. Okay, so like this on blur function can be used. Now fourth function is on change. Basically this function is changed with the select option. When you change the value, okay, from this input field, when the value changes, suppose here going a, b, so when this value changes, this function got worked. Okay, so we will write here in this select tag, we will write on change. Okay, say my function again, and send this value. Okay, value. Now when the function will change, by selecting the option, the value will be sent, okay, through this function. Now we want to display this value somewhere, so for this we will put here one p tag and one sentence, like say output, and then again we'll put one span tag, span. Okay, and this span we are giving id something, say show. Okay, here in this HTML, this span, we want to change with the output. So here we will write the this code in the script, the document. This value will come as x, and then here we want to change the value here, and this id show. Okay, this value will be removed. It will be like a inner HTML, because we want to remove that span tag with x. Okay, so because this output value we are taking through the variable x, so we are writing here x. So when we change the value, this function will work and show the value here in output. So let's go to the browser, refresh the page. So here output is coming. Now I'm changing the option value, you see. So now that function is sending the value AA. Okay, so this value is being sent and it is showing in this span ID. Okay, so in this way this on change function is working. Okay, and on change function is basically suitable for the select tag. Okay, then next is on input. Now this on input, basically what does in on input, in this input field, whenever you do any action or change the value, okay, on your every input it will send the value, it invoke the function. Okay, so let's see this. We'll remove this function and we are writing here on input, say again, say my function and do something. What do something? Just send the value. Okay, send this value. You can, in one input you can write number of these functions. Okay, so what happen when any input we will do in this field, it will this function will be invoked and it will send the value to this again show. Okay, so let's see. Now here, because we remove the function, nothing work. Now here I am putting something, say A. So you see A has come. You see here B, then any number. So like this. So on your every input, this function will evoke and do something. Okay. So this is the advantage of using input function, on input function. Then is on invalid. Means suppose in your input field, if you given some condition and it is not valid and you are submitting the form, then it will use this function invalid. Okay, so say we are writing this input field is required. Okay, required field, but if without required in empty field, if the user want to submit, then it will give some message. So on invalid, we have to generate some alert. So alert, then some message. So we will go to next line. Alert, say this input is must. Okay, so understand, when if we are submitting the form without putting any input here, then this alert must generate. So let's see. Go to the form, refresh. Now there is nothing. I want to submit the form. So you say that message has been generated. Input is must. So whatever you want, that message will be generated. Okay. So this is the advantage of using on invalid function. So next event is on paste. So you see this on paste event is very simple. When you paste anything in the input field or anywhere or text area, it will invoke the function and generate some message. So here we want to say if paste is done, then we want to give the alert key you have pasted something like that. Okay. So this old we will remove and we will write on paste, then say my function. Okay, or simple we can write here alert. You can define function here also, no issue. Okay, on function. So when this function will on paste, this function will be evoked, and this function what it will do, it will generate here some alert. You have pasted the matter. Okay, like this. So we remove this variable. So you understand, if any user paste anything in this field, this function will invoked, activated, and it will then give them alert message. So let's see. I'm writing something, then I'm selecting this sentence, and then here I'm doing paste. So it is written you have pasted the matter. Sorry, so you have not pasted, you are going to paste. So you have to change here, you are going to paste the matter. So this is, I think, okay. So if you paste something, like this. So in this way, this on paste event can be used. So like this, you can use this on paste event for discounting of some words in your input area or text area, like that. So that is the benefit. Then another event is on reset. So you might be knowing this. On reset means it will refresh all the page. Okay, it will remove all the field data from the page. So let's see how to use this. So for this, we will remove this function from here. we have to add one button here, button with type what, reset. So this function will be used as with the type, and this we are giving as form reset. Okay, so now let's see. So I'm writing here something. Okay, I have selected. Now I'm just clicking this button form reset, and you see all the values, all the input goes. So basically this sometimes is very frustrating for the user. By mistake he click this, then this form will be gone. So you can give some option before deleting. You can ask him to confirm really you want or not. So how you can do this? This is very simple. Put on this button function something, say on click my function. Okay, then this my function you can define here as, say, variable confirm. Okay, confirm cn, that is confirm. This is also one of the JavaScript function. Then you can write are you want to remove all inputs. Okay, so like this message will be there, confirmation, it will ask confirmation. Now here we have to give one condition. If this is not true, means sometimes user is not ready, okay, then what this will return false. Okay, don't load this function, okay, don't go through this function. So for this return we have to give in front of this function on this on click, we have to write return. So what is the return, this value we have to write. So by default if we select no, we don't want, then it will give false. Okay, so let's check. I have given the page, I have put something. Okay, now suppose I'm clicking this reset button. Now see what happened, is asking some confirmation. Are you want to remove all input field? Now if okay, it will remove all the field. Suppose if you don't want to proceed, then you can cancel, and you see your form is still protected, your data is still protected. Okay, now suppose you say yes, then your form will be executed. So in this way reset function is, it is better in my view to use with some confirmation. Okay, now similarly this can be used with the last event, that is on submit. Okay, this on submit event is very useful because this check all the your input field and this parameter in the browser itself, at the user end itself, and it shows the work on the server. So because server takes some time because of busy, and time delay may be there, but browser is very fast. Now to use this on submit, you have to use this. First I will remove this field, then I have to use this on submit on the form itself. So on submit I have say my function. Okay, now on submit I have to give return, because whatever the value is coming from this function, that has to be written here. If it's false, then it will stop this function to proceed. Now this function, my function, I have to define. For this I will say if this input field is empty, then don't load. Okay, alert and don't load. So I will write here this function, say I will get this value of this input field, say with document get element by id is inp, and then value. Now say here variable x. Okay, now if x is empty, then we have to give here one condition. If x is equal to empty, then alert form to be filled, form fields to be all fields will be filled, all fields must be filled. Okay, and say return false. Okay, means this alert will be also generated and form will not be processed, because that's why false. So let's check now. Okay, first I will write something D and I will submit. Okay, for it. So you see it is processed. So here question mark has come. Now we'll again refresh the page. Now I'm keeping this empty. I'm selecting here something, then I'm pressing the submit. You see, as per our logic, it will give alert and it will not proceed, so this value will not be gone. Okay, so you see, so when I click this, this message is come, all field must be filled. I said okay, so this still available, so I have to just fill this something. So this is the benefit of this form on submit event function. So hope all event function one by one you understand. These are some basic event. More events are there which can be used with the form. Okay, so if you like the video, then hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching.